with Kayla. We're getting papers passed out for students to write questions. Kayla is probably the ringleader of three girls in the back of the room that are always so serious that it's they're both serious and quiet, working hard that's sarcasm actually, but they both make the class chaotic and fun at the same time. So this is Kayla. Here's her acknowledgement. She says, "I would like to thank my parents, my friends, and especially the boo-boobs."
Yeah.
Is that okay to say out loud? Boo-boobs?
Wow. Don't say it again. Just keep going.
They all told me it's okay to say out loud.
It doesn't have any meaning, miss. Okay.
And Mr. Wade, who patiently waited for me to submit all the assignments required for this thesis. Her title is, guess what? Orphans love playing this one Roblox game. Adopt Me. Adoption as a means for having children. I will get the timer set up and I'll let you know when you can start. All right, you can start when ready.
Okay. A little girl hugs her stuffed bear tightly, hoping that today will be the day someone finally chooses her. A teenage boy blows out his birthday candles, wishing for the same wish for years, a family. All over the world, thousands of children are waiting, not for fancy gifts or big surprises, just for a home, a place that they belong. Some will wait forever. Others might never get the chance. But what if, for one child, you could be the reason they finally feel wanted? Adoption has existed for centuries, dating back to the ancient civilizations like Egypt, Rome, and Greece. Over time, it became a more organized process, particularly in the 19th and the 20th century. Today, adoption is a popular way to provide children with loving homes, especially in the US. However, overcrowded orphanages and struggling foster care systems still create a real need for more people to consider adoption. Many children in these systems are waiting for families who can offer them the care they deserve. Adoption is an effective way to ensure these children have a better chance at a brighter future. It provides them with the love, support, and stability they need to thrive. Adoption has been around for a long time, offering children a chance for a better life. However, global adoption rates have dropped even though the numbers of orphans continue to rise each year. Adoption can occur either within the same country or internationally. And adoptive parents receive the same rights as biological parents. In Indonesia, adoption process follows specific rules to ensure that it's in the child's best interests. One of the requirements is that adoptive parents must share the same religion as the child itself. The ultimate goal of adoption is to provide children with the love and care they deserve. And this process aims to offer children a better future in a safe and supportive environment. The issue of foster care and adoption is serious, with many children in need of love, care, and parental figure. In the US itself, there are over 400,000 children in foster care, while in Indonesia itself, thousands of children face neglect or live in orphanages. This growing problem impacts the future of many innocent lives, leaving them without the support they need to thrive. Adoption can be seen as an act of love and responsibility, much like tending a plant. Who care for it, it can grow and flourish. As the Bible teaches us, love your neighbors as yourself, reminding us that adoption and adopting a child is a powerful way to show and spread love. It helps to provide a stable foundation for the child, giving them hope and opportunity for a better life. By adopting, we can help shape the bright future for children in need and contribute to more of a compassionate world. Sadly, many people overlooked adoption because they prefer having biological children, which is not wrong, but worry about bonding with adopted kids or find the process too complex and overwhelming. The adoption system can be difficult to navigate, which discourages many hopeful parents from moving forward. Still, activists continue to raise awareness and fight for the rights and the futures of the children in need, using media and online platforms to spread the message. It's important to approach adoption with compassion as it directly affects the lives of innocent children. Adoption is a meaningful way to give children a better future, help people build families, and create positive impact on society and the environment. Adoption is a great option for having children and giving them better life both physically and mentally. Some parents believe that foster care or institutions are enough. But children need just more than food and shelter. They also need love, support, and someone to look up to. Without these, a child's health, emotion, and future can be seriously affected. Neglect and toxic home environments can have long-lasting impacts. In extreme cases, we can see a serial killer named Richard Ramirez. A lack of care played a big role in how his life turned out. This shows just how important and safe a loving family really is. Adoption plays a key role in improving the lives of children in orphanages. Many of these children suffer from malnutrition and neglect. In countries like India, Brazil, and parts of Africa, children in foster care often face health issues such as stunt growth and poor nutrition. Adoption provides them with a chance to grow up in a safe and loving home. It also offers emotional and physical support that is missing when in institution. Research such as the Buick's Early Intervention Project shows that adopted children do much more in learning and emotional health. They also tend to have better physical well-being than those that remains in institutional care. Adoption helps children form emotional connection and build healthy relationships. Many have moved through multiple foster homes without ever experiencing a deep connection between each other. Although adjusting to a new family can be challenging, there are effective ways to ease the transition. Establishing routines, creating family traditions, and offering constant support can help strengthen these bonds over time. With patience and care, adopted children can gradually learn to trust. This trust allows them to connect with others and heal from their past traumas. Destiny Tohill's story is an inspiring example of how adoption can shape a child's future and help them find purpose in life. For many people, Becoming a parent is a lifelong dream. However, various challenges can make this difficult to achieve. Infertility, which affects 17.5% of adults worldwide, often cause emotional and financial stress. Because of this, adoption became a meaningful option for those who can have children biologically. Fear of childbirth is also another common issue faced by women, and it can impact both mental and physical health. Despite these challenges, the desire to become a parent remains strong. A real life example is a middle school teacher, along with her husband, choose to adopt 3 children, showing how adoption can powerfully fulfill the dream of parenthood. Adoption helps strengthen family bonds by creating deep connection of love and affection. It gives children a sense of belonging with their new families. Both children and adoptive parents grew closer to spending more quality time together. This time together helped children feel more valued and supported. According to the Child Development Institute, when children feel they matter, they are more likely to form strong bonds with their parents. George Simmel's theory of group dynamic supports this idea, showing that adding an adoptive child to the family creates new roles and opportunities for connection. Whether in a 2-person or a 3-person relationship, adoption enhances communication, intimacy, and ultimately strengthening the family unit. Adoption has the power to create a diverse family by uniting people from different backgrounds and cultures. It encourages acceptance and understanding among family members. This experience helps reduce racial and cultural biases over time. In 2019, adoptees came from a wide range of racial and ethnic groups, showing how adoption brings together families of all kinds. A powerful example we can see from Lucas Daniel Boyce, who grew up in a diverse foster home. He learned to embrace inclusion and take pride in his identity. His story shows how growing up in a diverse family can shape open-minded individuals who values and respects others. As the global population continues to rise, the Earth is facing increased pressure to provide food, water, and other essential resources. This demand leads to serious environmental issues such as deforestation, pollution, and climate change. Adoption offers a simple but meaningful way to help address these challenges. By giving homes to children in need, adoption also helps control population growth. The United Nations predicts that the world population will reach nearly 10 billion by 2050, raising serious concerns about space and resource shortages. Choosing adoption instead of having more biological children can help reduce waste, lower pollution, and ease the strain on the planet. It's a small but powerful step toward a healthier environment and a more sustainable future. Adoption helps ease the pressure on social system by reducing the number of children in foster care and orphanages. And again, in the US alone, there are over 400,000 children in foster care, which places a heavy burden on resources and funding. When families adopt, they take on the responsibility of raising a child, easing the strain on the government system. These allows funds to be redirected to another important areas such as environmental programs and public services. Fewer children in care also reduce the need for building new orphanages. These help lower population and resources that comes from constructions. In this way, adoption not only transforms a child's life, but also contribute to the healthier planet. One of the most meaningful parts of adoption is that it gives children the chance to grow up in a safe, loving home. In this environment, they can reach their full on potential. Many adopted children came from difficult backgrounds, but with support and the care, they often improve in school and are less likely to engage in criminal behavior. Adoption helped children build brighter futures and became adults who make positive contributions to the society. They may grow up to be doctors, teachers, scientists, or even future leaders. A powerful example is Babe Ruth, the legend of a baseball player whose life was transformed by love and support, leading to great success. In the long run, adoption benefits both the child and the society, helping to build a kinder and a more sustainable world for everyone. A common concern is that adoptive parents might not love their children as much as biological parents. But research shows that it isn't true. Love is built through care, support, and emotional connection, and not just biologically. Studies revealed that adoptive parents often form strong, loving bonds with their children and sometimes even invest more in them, such as by providing better education and spending more time together with them. The saying, the heart, not blood, makes a family, truly applies here. Adoption shows that real love comes from the choice and commitment and not just genetics. Some argue that couples should have their own biological children instead of adopting. But adoption is just as meaningful and as important. Many choose adoption because of infertility or because they just want to provide a loving and supporting home for a child in need. Study shows that adoptive parents can be just as satisfied, if not more, in their parenting roles compared to biological parents, even with similar support from extended families. Adoption is a powerful act of love and compassion, giving children the same opportunities as any other child could have. It allows children to grow up in a safe and nurturing environment where they can thrive, and it's a thoughtful and selfless choice that changes lives for the better. Ultimately, adoption creates strong, loving families and provide hope for children in need. Adoption gives children a new beginning and help create loving families. It offers a fresh start for kids who have made face hardships or instability since they were small. For parents, adoption is a wonderful and fulfilling choice. It allows them to grow up their family while making a meaningful difference in a child's life. Adoption brings positive outcomes in many areas, including emotional well-being, education, and social development. No one is harmed in this process. Instead, everyone involved benefits. Most importantly, adoption provides hope, security, and love to the children who needs it the most. In conclusion, adoption is a powerful act of love and gives children hope, safety, and a place they can truly call home. Its impact goes beyond one family. It strengthens community, supports environment, and spreads kindness. Adoption shows that family is built on love, not just blood. And every child deserves to feel seen, valued, and loved. By choosing adoption or supporting those who do, we can help create brighter future and a lasting change. Even small actions can bring a difference to a child's life. Thank you.
Thank you, Kayla. Our panelists today are Mr. Brahm and Ms. Denise. Mr. Brahm, would you like to start?
Check. Okay, Kayla,
Hi, Mr.
good job presenting the thesis. Yeah, so thank you for bringing up this topic. Yeah, for us to discuss together. Okay, first of all, I want to make one clarification
Yes.
because the paper that I get has different title with the one that is in front. So the title I get is the positive impact of adopting on children, and then adoption on children, and then in front, adoption as a means for having children. So which one are you focusing on more? Adoption for the sake of the children, or adoption for the sake of parents who cannot have children?
So in my thesis, I actually, oh, thank you for the question.
You're welcome.
In my thesis, I want to cope like everyone that gets benefited from adoption. So I scope from the parent's side, also the child's side, but mostly from the child itself because they really are the one who really need the love and care.
Okay, thank you. That's what I thought because the majority of your content actually talks about the children, yeah,
Yeah.
for the sake of the children. Thank you. Okay, my next question is this. What do you think is the main problem that resulted in huge amount of children that needs to be adopted?
Thank you for the question, Mister. So in this world situation right now, there are many factors that can lead to kids being like neglected and needed to be in institutions, such as first, like rape, or unresponsible teenagers who didn't have the ability but still chooses to do and resulted in not caring and able to care for the children itself. So I think that's one of like the main reasons.
Okay, thank you, Kayla. Later, I will go back into that question again. Yeah. Now, there is this one case that become popular nowadays. The government actually found a group in Facebook. I don't know if you know this case. Yeah, a group in Facebook. This group has more than 30,000 members. And then in this group, the members of this group shared a lot of stories of how biological parents, especially dad, yeah, sexually abuse their own children. Now, my question is this. If even a biological father can do such immoral things, how can we be sure that the adopted children will be safe?
Thank you for the question, Mister. So I think that adoption is safe because in each country they have like specific rules that you can until you can adopt a child. Like for example, like in Indonesia, you should go to like official institutions like Dignidad Sosial, and then they will like check all of the backgrounds and like you have some kind of criminal record or not, and they will like fully see your individual and like the couple and like the wholeness of the, and I think they will not be that easy to give you like the child.
Okay. Do you think that such a system can work to eliminate, children being abused by their parents?
Thank you for the question.
Yeah,
Adoptive
yeah,
parents. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I think yes, because when the system gives you like permission to adopt, they still like see and in Bahasa Indonesia memantau the children's well-being, and I think it's actually guaranteed.
Okay, thank you. Here's my thought. I think this is my last argument, and going back into the first question that I asked you about the main problem, and then you mentioned about the raping, right? And then the teenagers that do not have a very healthy relationship, right? So instead of focusing on pushing the idea of adoption, do you think we should focus more on educating or preparing those teenagers, guiding them so that they can have a good and healthy relationship? Because that way the amount of unwanted children can be reduced. What is your thought about this?
Thank you, Mr. for the question. So I think that is also really important for us to give education to people and about raping and how we should behave. But the fact is that in this world, there are still many of the children that needs love and the care they need. So that adoption is still needed. And I think that both aspects are different. The education is still good and needed, but there are also other side that there are already tragedies that happen, and so this needs to be solved also.
Good answer. Thank you, Kayla.
Miss Denise?
Thanks. Hi, Kyla. I really I'm so happy that you brought this topic up, and I think you did a beautiful job speaking it. It was so clear, and I could follow your sentence structure, and I understood everything you were saying, so it made it really enjoyable to listen to. And so thanks for delivering that well. And one of the things I want to compliment you on is the piece in your paper where you emphasized how adoption allows for a growth of empathy and an ability to embrace other people, especially if you're doing like a cross-cultural adoption. Yeah, so that was really well said.
Thank
Thank you.
Miss.
Yeah. So I kind of had some questions about, similar to Mr. Brahm, I'm thinking, my first question in my own mind is, what are the root causes for so many unwanted pregnancies? Is it unwanted pregnancies? Is it, I don't know. Why have the numbers of children risen that are in need and need families, while the amount of people adopting has decreased? So what's causing that increase? And then secondly, what do you think might be causing the decrease of people wanting to take them?
Okay. Thank you, Miss, for the question. So for the increased cost, I think there's many unwanted pregnancies and tragedies that happen. Like in Bandung itself, we have one that's in Rumah Ruth, and that's so many young moms who get raped or not. They didn't have the consent, and suddenly they are put in that bad situation that they cannot choose from. And we can see from the tragedies from India, and then many women are not safe, and they get that
Yeah.
unwanted. Yeah.
I love that. So you're really focusing on the cultural or the society's
Yeah.
view of women,
Yeah.
and how safe are they in society? Is the culture making sure that women are safe or not? And it
Yeah.
seems like in Indonesia, women don't have a real strong ability to
Yeah.
feel safe, right? Because it's a male-dominated
Yeah.
society with more of a patriarchal kind
Yeah.
of mindset, right? So what I'm wondering is, is adoption, I understand that we want to help children in need, but what can we do to address, because you argued that adopting will actually reduce the impact on the environment in a population control, and I'm really unclear on how that will actually address that root problem of women's safety or teenagers having irresponsible sex or of poverty, which might be creating, we don't have the means to care for our child, so I have to give them up to an institution. So help me understand that.
So probably it's just back to what I said to Mr. Brown, that like we need like to change and fix the system, and also the like giving more education to people, and like creating a more safe space for women in the society, and also that will lead to less and less adopted.
Children that are in need of adoption. Right. But so your argument though is that adoption is going to solve that. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so here's one scenario. This is definitely something that happens, and it's one of the reasons Indonesia has such a strict regulatory agency, which is what you were talking about. There's a lot of screening that goes on, which is good. But it also is a problem because there's the black market.
Yeah.
Right? And so people are viewing, these families who want children desperately, and they're saying, well, I can reproduce a child and I don't really want this kid. So then they end up selling this child basically on the black market to families who are desperate for a child. I mean, it doesn't seem like adoption is actually reducing it. It seems like that's a business model. It actually could be a problem, right? So how would we address that?
So for that, like again, like we should like strengthen like the system itself, and also for like people to do like bad stuff, we cannot like manage like everyone to like do the right thing, right? So I think that it's just that we need to fix the system, and also blocks people from reaching that black market and like constantly.
That's a great answer. So I think that's the key, is how do we prevent people from having a desire to go into the black market, right? So is there an easier path for my child who maybe I didn't intend to have because of I was raped, or because I had irresponsible sex as a teenager and didn't recognize that, that means I just made a baby and I'm 13 and I didn't mean to do that, right? Or whatever, right? Yeah. So is there a way that perhaps have you looked into, or have you thought about what could we change to the Indonesian adoption laws to make it easier for adoptions to occur? Because as it is right now, it is very difficult for a foreigner, especially, who we have tons of sympathetic foreigners that are desperate for children, and they would love to have an Indonesian baby, but, right? So what can we do with that?
So I think is back on the system, and also Indonesia is like religion-based country, right?
Exactly.
So it's so hard, and if we also want to adopt a baby, in this country is also have to be like the same religion with the child itself.
Exactly.
So I think but for foreigners, I think that there are many other like opportunities. If it's like really blocked and cannot adopt from Indonesia, we can adopt internationally, like I said before.
Oh, absolutely. That's available. I was just thinking of Indonesia specifically. And in your paper, you didn't mention it in your speech, but in your paper, you were talking about there's really just one channel that all adoption goes through, right? What is that channel?
Like
Indonesia.
the Dinas Sosial channel.
And there's one agency in Jakarta.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of it?
The name of it? No.
Like, I think it's like Ibu Sayang.
Yeah,
Ibu something. I can't remember the name either. It's in your paper. Yeah, so it's just everything is going through that one like portal in Jakarta. So all the children in need across the entire nation of Indonesia, right? Thousands, millions of children over thousands of islands, and we're all going through one door.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea for that?
I think that's also why I'm creating this thesis, because it will spread like awareness to like Indonesian people, because I think that in Indonesia there are like lesser awareness for adoption, and that not many people think about it and wants to do it. So there are only one portal. But then if we can like spread and people will know more about this, maybe like many other portals and ways we can do to achieve adoption.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer and thoughtful. Thank you. That's great. Did you want me to move on? Because I have one other one. But so there are going to be some families that you just mentioned, especially in Indonesia. It seems like it's perhaps not in an Indonesian family's mindset to think, let me go adopt a needy child. And you address some of the reasons for that. I would say that maybe the genetics plays really highly into that and the
Yeah.
ethnicity. Yeah, don't you think? So I just want to give a quick story. So I know that Wade's mom, she was adopted.
Oh.
And her siblings were adopted, and they're biological siblings. Okay? So now, interestingly, when his mom was adopted at age 3, the biological siblings were adopted separately as a little family unit. They grew up in the exact same home, had the same environment, same parenting, same everything. And the two biological siblings were like crazy people. They could not choose to do the right thing. It's like they always picked friends that were the wrong crowd, that was bad. His uncle, died a drug addict on the streets of California eventually. The sister didn't fare much better, right? But his mom, for whatever reason, just always gravitated towards the right people who wanted to do the right thing. And she grew up with this like godly kind of personality.
Yeah.
And so when we kind of look back at her family, and then she later found out her adoptive full biological sisters, not adoptive, sorry, her full biological sisters, she discovered she had two more sisters that were full biological sisters. She discovered in her like 60s. And so then they got together and met each other, and we couldn't believe it. They walked the same, they talked the same, they had similar kinds of likings and interests. I mean, you would have thought they had all grown up in the exact same family. It was bizarre. So I know, right? So we came away with that going, wow, genetics have something going on here.
Yeah.
So, how do you address a family who might be scared? I don't know this child's genetics, and I don't want the kids that were like the bad example. I want the good kid, right? What do we do with that?
So I believe that genetics, we cannot deal with that because it comes from we cannot control it. But I guess we can control it from how we react to it and how we need to spend more time probably to the child itself, and then try to understand his situation and his past traumas, and we see why can he became like this, is the past create him to be this, and we should see the whole picture of his life and then tries to understand and provide support that he needs. And I think
Yeah, so I think one statement that you said in your speech is, quote, "No one is harmed through adoption. Everyone benefits." I like that, but I think it's idealistic. Because as an adoptive parent myself, I have 2 biological brothers. One is choosing the right path, one is not. And it's harmful. It hurts me as a mama. And it hurts Wade when we see one of our children not walking in that path, right? So are we benefiting both of them? I think you're right. But it doesn't mean it's not costly. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I just wanted to share that.
Okay, thank you, Kayla. We just have a couple more minutes here. Partly, one of the questions that comes up over and over again among your peers is, Kayla, do you want to adopt?
That's a great question.
So thank you, Mr. for the question. So I think it's based on for later what path of future will leads me. If if I have the chance and I have the emotional ability to do it, pretend example money and the perfect environment, and I think that it's like a good timing. I'm sure that I will someday.
Good. There's another question, and this is one I have as well, is you mentioned this great, not great story, a horrible story about this serial killer. It was unloved. I don't know if he was an orphan or what, but it's a good example, but does it prove anything? I mean, is there any data that shows that kids that grow up in orphanages and are not adopted, or maybe unloved families are more likely to be serial killers or something horrible like that?
Thank you, Mr. for the question. I think is for the serial killer case is the extreme cases ones, but like for the ones for people and the kids who still stayed in institutions and orphanage, is more likely for them to do and be put in criminal behavior stuff, because in there, like, there are thousands of children in a place, and that they don't have someone who will love them and like specifically care for them. And I think that's what a child needs. So if they're lacking it from a younger age, then it will affect them when they grow up.
Okay, good. Time is over. Good job, Kayla. All right, so we will meet over here, friends and family, panelists, advisor. Meet over here for photos, and then we'll take a break for lunch. We'll be back for our afternoon session right at 12:15. We will start with Felice. All right, thank you.